Okay, so right now I want to talk about having rock solid eye contact with young hot girls that you approach. One thing that you will notice about young hot girls once you start to get really good at approaching is they will tend to look deep into your eyes to check for what I call congruence, okay? To make sure that you are the person who you are presenting yourself to be. And this is why a lot of times, a lot of students tend to make comments that I wear sunglasses a lot, which I do, especially out here in LA because the sun is constantly blaring down on us. So you have to wear sunglasses to protect your eyes. So a lot of times I wear sunglasses when I'm out. But when I am approaching a target, I do not keep my sunglasses on. I either put them up here on my head, or I hang them right here on my shirt, or I just put them away. Because the girl needs to see your eyes, okay? So when you approach a girl, very important, she needs to see your eyes. And she is going to look into your eyes. And if you've done enough approaches, you will become consciously aware of that these girls are looking you directly in your eyes, even as you approach them, okay? Even as you approach them and you open her and you're like, hey, real quick, I just saw you randomly. I thought you were cute. I wanted to meet you. I want to introduce myself. My name's Matt. Who are you? And she'll introduce herself. From that moment on, once she becomes consciously aware that you are picking her up, that you are interacting with her on a level that is more than just friends, she's going to start looking into your eyes, okay? It's so weird. It's almost wired into these girls, like an evolutionary wiring in them to biologically check your eyes for flinching, for any signs of incongruence, for any hint of nervousness or insecurity in you. She's going to be looking for that. And if you could just hold your eye contact with her and just have that rock solid eye contact, she will become attracted to you, okay? And even if she doesn't become attracted to you right then and there on the spot, she is not going to friend zone you, okay? She is going to be looking at you as a potential romantic dating partner and not some gay friend that she sticks in her friend zone. So she is going to be looking at you as somebody that she could be physical with, somebody she could be sexual with, but she wants to see more. She wants to make sure that you are this badass guy that you are presenting yourself to be. And I want to say over 80% of it comes back to that rock solid eye contact, being able to hold that rock solid eye contact with her, okay? Now, when I say hold rock solid eye contact, I don't mean like, I don't mean doing that and getting socially awkward on her. I don't mean being weird and just like, I don't mean doing that, okay? Because that's gonna creep the girl out, all right? That's not what I mean by holding rock solid eye contact. When I mean holding rock solid eye contact, I mean that when you're conversing with her, when you're talking to her and she's talking to you and she's looking at you deep in your eyes, you're not looking away, okay? You're not looking away out of nervousness or insecurity. You're not looking down or looking up here. You're not trying to avoid her eye contact, because a lot of guys do, okay? I see a lot of guys do. And the girl ends up getting turned off because she's trying to look in his eyes and he keeps looking away because he's nervous, which is reasonable. It's understandable. But once you've done enough approaches, you will learn you've got to hold eye contact, especially when she's conversing with you and she's looking at you deep in your eyes and she's trying, and she could be asking you simple questions like, where do you work? So where do you work? What do you do for a living? Where are you from? Do you have any brothers or sisters? What kind of music do you like? What's your favorite movie? What's your lucky number? What color do you like the most? She'll be asking you just these basic questions and she could be looking at you dead in the eyes. You do not want to look away, okay? When she's asking these questions, she's looking you dead in the eyes. Do not look away. Look at her dead in the eyes and answer her question. They're like, I like blue. My lucky number's 13. What's yours? My favorite movie is Point Break. You're probably too young to have seen that in a theater, much less know what it is. She's like, no, I love Point Break. And you're still looking at her. You're waiting for her to break eye contact. When she breaks eye contact, she looks away. That's when you can kind of relax and look away too. But do not break eye contact as long as she's holding it with you, okay? Very, very key. And matter of fact, this just happened yesterday. I was driving by, where was I going yesterday? Oh, yeah, I was going to a restaurant. I was looking in the parking lot for parking. So I was driving around the parking lot. Out of nowhere comes this hot girl. She's walking into the restaurant. She comes by this way. I'm driving this way. And as I'm driving, our eyes meet. And she looks at me and she holds eye contact with me. And I held it with her even while I'm driving. And I had to slow it down because I didn't want to hit anything. And even while I'm driving, I like held the eye contact with her. I didn't let it go. And after about 3 seconds of eye contact, I held it. I saw a smile break out in her face. She was like, and this smile breaks out like, I'm attracted to you. You're the man. You know, because I didn't like, I didn't get shy about it. I didn't get insecure. I didn't get nervous about it. I didn't break eye contact. And sure enough, when I saw her inside, I was like, hey, I thought you were leaving. I was going to try to get your parking. You know, it was just innocent conversation. She was like, oh no, I was just coming in. And she was still looking at me and I still held that eye contact with her. And I still saw the attraction in her. She was like even more attracted now because now I'm doing it in front of her. I'm not in my car. I'm right there in front of her, and she's like even more sure that I am who I presented myself to be when she saw me in the parking lot. Like, this guy is badass, and he's here in front of me now, and he's still showing that he's badass. That basically I'm not flinching, my eyes are not dilating, I'm not trying to look away, I'm not avoiding eye contact. I'm showing her that I am strong from inside, I'm secure with myself, I'm grounded in my own energy, and I'm not intimidated by her. And because of that, the girl got attracted. Okay, now nothing happened because she was there actually meeting her boyfriend, right? Which was funny. So she ended up meeting her boyfriend there. And, but she was like, she introduced herself and we talked for a little while and she gave me her phone number. I gave her mine. I didn't really expect, I don't know if anything's gonna happen with that, but we did exchange numbers and I texted her, she texted back, but I'm like, hey, you got a boyfriend and this is my number. Let me know how that goes. Good luck with that. And there are other girls that I'm gaming. You know, she was pretty attractive, but you know, not so much to kind of pull me away from other girls that I'm kind of gaming right now. So that's another thing. Once you're in abundance, you don't need to go after every single target that, you know, that happens to like you. You'll be in so much abundance where you'll kind of have to use your judgment whether it's worth your own time investment to go after this one, you know, because she was telling me like, I just started dating this guy 3 months ago. So she's basically kind of in honeymoon phase with him. And I'm kind of working these other girls that I'm in honeymoon phase with. So I'm like, all right, well, let's exchange numbers and let's see what happens from here. And she was totally cool with that. I'm like, all right, let's leave it at that. Okay, so that was just a very quick example of random eye contact that this girl's just like walking in the restaurant and I happened to be driving by and boom, our eyes catch and she looked and she was waiting for me to look away and I didn't. And just that simple incident caused her to become attracted to me because I didn't break eye contact with her. I held the eye contact. Okay, so I want you to see how key this is, especially when you're approaching these girls and you're in front of them face to face and you're conversing with them, she is going to be checking for that eye contact, even if you don't go direct, okay? So even if you don't communicate your attraction for her directly, like you would in a direct approach where you're like, hey, I saw you over there, I thought you were cute, I want to say hi, she would know what you're there for. She would know you're attracted to her, and then she would start checking your eyes right away, like, hey, let's see if this guy's for real. But if you go indirect and you're like, hey, do you know where the Starbucks is? And she'll be like, yeah, there's a Starbucks down that way. And you're like, wait, down that way? And as she's pointing, you'd be like, hey, that's a really cool ring. And she'd be like, oh yeah, I got it from Santa Monica, 3rd Street Promenade. Oh, really? So do you go to the promenade a lot? Yeah, when I want to shop. And you could be like, wait, look at me. Oh, your eyes are green. I thought they were blue. She says, no, why did you think I had green eyes? I'm like, I don't know. They looked blue from here. And then you could kind of pause and then she could kind of feel like, oh, wait, this is kind of going into the attraction phase, the romantic phase, where this guy is, I'm kind of feeling a sense from this guy that he might be attracted to me, and I don't know, maybe I'm attracted to him. And then from that point on, where she feels like, hey, this might go somewhere other than this guy asking for directions, when she feels that and she kind of starts to like your vibe, then she'll start looking into your eyes and she'll start checking to make sure. And if she sees that flinching, if she sees that dilating, if she sees you kind of look away, then she'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, the Starbucks that way, I gotta go, see ya, bye. You're out, okay? You're out. So it could be simple as, you just looking away for a split second and she sees that flinch and she's like, I don't think so. Okay, she'll be like, I don't think so. So you have to be very, very conscious that when you're approaching these girls, direct or not, once she feels this could potentially go, that your approach can potentially go in the direction of attraction and romance, that's when she's gonna start looking into your eyes to make sure that, hey, before I go any further this guy, I need to know if he's for real. Because with women, especially hot women, they categorize you very, very quickly. They want to, just because they get hit on so much, they don't have time to really give every single guy a chance to prove himself. So they have to go through this very, very express interview with you. And the express interview is checking for that rock solid eye contact, checking for that congruence. And if you don't have that congruence, if you flinch, if your eyes dilate, and she's like, no, this guy is not who he presented himself to be, he's beta, I'm not physically attracted to him, she's gonna shove you right in the friend zone. So with hot girls, there's basically the guys that they meet, they split into two categories: friends and boyfriends. Okay, so friends and boyfriends. Either you're gonna be friend or you're gonna be boyfriend. Okay, are you friend material or are you boyfriend material? And guys who are friend material, I guarantee if you were to go into her friend zone and do a little interview, like a mental interview with all those guys and ask them like what was their first meeting like, and they would tell you that, hey, this girl looked in my eyes and I looked away, she makes me nervous, I was intimidated, oh, she's the hottest girl I've ever seen. That's why they're in the friend zone, because they've pedestalized her and they can't look at her and give her that rock solid eye contact. Where if you quiz her boyfriends, if you were to ask her boyfriends and interview them, like, what was your first meeting like? I guarantee it will be much different. Okay, they'll be like, yeah, she was just some cute girl, another cute girl that I've dated. They're not intimidated by her or her looks. They don't fall under her beautiful woman spell. They don't pedestalize her and put her on this pedestal. They don't do any of that. That's why they ended up being her boyfriend, becoming her boyfriend, getting physical and sexual with her, right? So you have to understand, it all comes back to having that rock solid eye contact with every single girl you approach, okay? Especially the hot girls. And I know if you're just starting out, it's a little bit hard, okay? It's not easy, a little bit hard. But you have to develop that skill to be able to look at your targets dead in her eyes, okay? Without flinching, without dilating, and without constantly looking away. You have to be able to look at her dead in her eyes, where she could check you for that congruence and be like, this guy's the boss, and yes, I want to get physical with him. Maybe not now, but in the future. I'm going to categorize him as boyfriend material. Let's see where this goes. Let's see how our dates go. And if you could hold that up, obviously she's going to end up getting physical with you, she's going to get sexual with you, and she's going to want to be with you, okay? As long as you could keep that up. But having that rock solid eye contact, having that ability to look at hot girls dead in their eyes without flinching, without looking away, without getting intimidated, that's not a technique, guys. Okay, this should not be a technique. This should be a lifestyle. Okay, that's how you make sure that it's consistent. It's not something you flip on and off like a switch. Pickup itself is not something that you flip on and off like a switch. It has to be ingrained into your lifestyle, into your personality, into who you are as a man. That's how you walk up to these girls, no matter where you are, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what time of night it is. That's how you walk up to these girls and you're able to give them that rock solid eye contact and you're able to approach them and attract them no matter what. Okay, you don't have to turn on the pickup artist switch. You don't have to do any of that. Or when your approach is done, turn off the pickup artist switch and go back to your normal personality. No. It's a lifestyle. Okay, so giving girls that rock solid eye contact and being that badass guy is a lifestyle. It needs to become who you actually are 24/7 in everyday life. That is how you're able to approach these girls Again, no matter where you are, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what time of night it is, and still do a solid approach and work solid game on her and get her attracted to you no matter what. And still give her that solid eye contact when she gives you those congruence tests. It has to be part of who you are as a man. It can't be a switch that you turn on and off, okay? Like, I'm going to work now, I gotta turn off that pickup artist switch. No, that just has to be who you are. You have to ingrain it into your personality and most of all, into your life. It has to be, pickup has to be a lifestyle for you. It can't just be a switch you turn on and off, okay? That's how you're able to give these girls that rock solid eye contact 24/7, period. Whenever you see them, whenever you just see a hot girl walking by you randomly, you can just go and approach her and you don't have to think twice about it. You don't have to turn on the pickup artist switch. You don't have to do any of that. It just becomes part of who you are because it's ingrained in your personality. As I always teach my students, pickup is a lifestyle, okay? It's not a light switch that you turn on and off. It is a lifestyle, and you have to make it a part of your lifestyle. And the way you make it a part of your lifestyle is ingraining it into your personality, period.